even patrons, there a lot of guys patrons. I promise you, bro. And a lot of people don't want to hear this, but a lot of guys patrons will be taken down in the next year or so. It's just a matter of time.
Damn, Perk did this?
I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because I don't want to put everything out there. But like people are interested in how to do business abroad, and so that's one of the things that I'm going to start to like talk about more on my channel, and because people want to learn. A lot of people, a lot of people are interested in becoming expats or even half pats, right?
Right.
Like, hey, you know what? Like, I at least want to be abroad for like half the year or 4 months or something like that. So, you need money to survive. So how am I going to be able to do that, right? And so you can have different ideas because let's say someone is a truck driver, right? Someone is a truck driver and like you can't bring the truck abroad, so it's like you got to figure out, okay, how am I going to be able to sustain myself for X amount of time? And
Right.
so where you have where you have these network of individuals that say, hey, you know what, I could connect you with this, or I could connect you with that, or I could teach you how to do this, and you'll be able to make a substantial amount. So when you're not driving the truck, you're still able to keep whatever lifestyle that you had, or at least somewhat similar, to the lifestyle that you had. So I think that the networking piece is extremely important, right? Um, now you just started the app, right? So let me ask you this now, where do you see the app, um, let's say within the next 3 to 5 years?
I think this the next 3 to 5 years, man, we will have a large user base. Um, I'm not going to put an exact number on it, but it's going to be one of the biggest apps on the market, easy. Especially with the name brand association with the Passport Bros. Especially that a lot of people are, traveling more. People will see the benefits of the app. A lot of guys will see the fact that it's a privatized network they can make money off of. I do believe, in my humble opinion, that social media is going to become way more restrictive in the next few years. It's already really restrictive, and people want to see politically incorrect or an adult version of YouTube, basically, right? Even Patreon is they took my Patreon down. They took my Patreon down. They took one of my channels off. They took one of my Instagrams down, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
Really?
yeah, it's a lot going on
Patreon,
behind the scenes right now.
Patreon,
They're trying to limit the
yeah.
growth. So I think eventually, in my opinion, a lot of the YouTubers are going to come towards our way and start putting their content on the Passport Bros app.
That's interesting. I want to just get back into the Patreon because I thought that the Patreon was kind of like a Rumble, right? Because with Rumble you could pretty much have free speech. You could say, and do whatever you want on Rumble, at least now as is, right? But I,
Mhm.
I I don't know if Rumble is going to change, but you never know. Um, but I thought that Patreon was kind of like that, where you kind of have your freedom
Right.
of speech and put whatever you want on there, and there would be no pushback. So I'm kind of surprised about that. Now there's another one that's I guess similar to I'm not Rumble. I'm sorry. Another one similar to Patreon, and it's called Locals. Now, have you thought about pivoting that way? I mean, I know you have the app, but
Right.
like, have you thought about utilizing Locals as well?
No, most of my content will be exclusive on the app at this point.
Okay, okay,
The thing about Patreon, a lot of people don't realize, is Patreon is actually getting pressure from the payment processor. Patreon doesn't process payments and it doesn't house content. So Patreon is basically nothing more than a brand. Like I said, they don't post no videos. They don't process any payments. It's literally a name, right? And a website where you post a link from Vimeo or whatever. And so a lot of people don't know that, but even patrons, a lot of guys' patrons, I promise you, bro, and a lot of people don't want to hear this, but a lot of guys' patrons will be taken down in the next year or so. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. And a lot of guys have been shadow banned on YouTube. They just don't know it, right? They're limiting the reach of the space because the Passport Bros, pretty much the ideology of it goes against the narrative of the Matrix, right?
Yeah.
And the Matrix controls all forms of major platforms, media, and social media right now.
Right.
So that's why I said eventually a lot of the YouTubers, travel YouTubers, all the guys on their Patreon and all that, eventually they will start to slide over into the Passport Bros app. Because I'm telling you, like Patreon is about to become extremely more restrictive. It just hasn't hit yet. They hit me pretty quickly. No warning whatsoever. I never get a warning. Anything that I do is always immediate ban. Whether it be Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, whatever it is, as soon as they get a hold of, Aaron Ferris and BMT, businessman, trademark, and all that stuff, they get rid of me right off the rip. No warning, no probation, no nothing. They just get rid of me because they know that I have something that could actually put a hole in their market share, right? Because, like I said, Patreon it's literally nothing but a name, bro. Anybody can take Patreon out. Anybody.
Right.
They don't have none of your content is actually housed on Patreon. They don't process any payments whatsoever. It's just a name, right? And the thing about YouTube is, I know cats think about YouTube. I'm a YouTube, of course, I'm not gonna talk too bad about the platform that we on right now, but
right.
I really want guys to process what I'm about to say here.
Okay.
Guys are getting
make you big, man.
Huh?
No. I said, let me make you big. Go ahead, cook, man. Go ahead.
Okay, guys are getting 1 million views, 1 million views, but they're not coming close to making $1 million. So your videos have made 1 million times, and YouTube might pay you 10 bands in 3 months or something like that. They killing the game right now. Like they are literally.
Sorry, Aaron. Let me just interject because I think someone was trying to call you, and we couldn't hear what you were saying. So start that all over if you don't mind.
No, I was just saying that YouTube, they definitely got the game on lock as far as monetization and the monopoly on content creation at this point. And guys are getting 1 million views, but they're not getting nowhere near $1 million, right? So we want to change that narrative. We want to actually do a really fair revenue split, 80-20 split, where the content creator gets the majority of the bread. That's what we on right now with Passport Bros.
I see. Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that I caught everything because I wanted to make sure that everyone was able to catch everything. Yeah, no, but you're absolutely right. I mean, it's definitely enticing because I believe with YouTube, I think it's like, what is it, like a 70-30 split, something like that?
Right.
Or 75-25. I'm not exactly sure, but I know that YouTube gets overwhelmingly the majority, right?
Of course.
Right, and shout out to my brother, the Flyboy Way. We just mentioned him, there would be no K&D without the Flyboy Way, and he's been putting out work for years, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm sure with the content that he could put on the Passport Bros app, he could probably definitely double or probably even triple what his profit share would be on YouTube since he's been on YouTube.
Yeah, man. I mean, just imagine, like, you got Zoom. Well, I mean, you got all these YouTubers, and you can see them all on one space where it's not edited, like it's straight raw. You know, you can see and they can say what they want, they can show what they want. I mean, the content is going to be 10 times better because they're not limited. And this is what we brought to the game. You know, this is the platform that we built for traveling brothers.
Right.